Hello there everybody, this is Yus here, and today I have for you another Sword and Shield Wi-Fi battle. No smoking rules, this is just a random battle, and there's some guy, and we're trying out some cool stuff. Goodra is making a return to the team. We're trying out Corviknight again, because that thing is just one of the best Pokemon this meta. You just have to admit it, that thing is just great. I'm using Choice Scarf Rillaboom, Toxtricity with Specs, and Berserker, the amazing Meowth evolution, but I still prefer Persian, but Berserker is cool as well. And Golisopod, which is also making a comeback. And we're just facing the typical stuff that everyone is just spamming these days, but yeah, that's what happens when... yeah, whatever. So let's get this battle started. Yeah, he's gonna lead with his Corviknight, which is, ooh, shiny. And I actually am gonna lead with my Rillaboom, which is Scarf, so I decided to U-turn out of there, which is gonna be great. I kinda prefer regular Corviknight. It's a cool color, but regular Corviknight is just better. Anyways, gonna go into Toxtricity, as he also gonna expect or anticipates our switch, and he's gonna go for the U-turn. And you just gotta love Toxtricity, that thing just looks badass. He's gonna go into his Dragapult, the Fulham Dragon, and I'm gonna switch, I'm gonna go into Berserker, expecting some sort of dragon move, and I'm also Assault Vested. But he went for Phantom Force. Is this thing physical? And it did a lot of damage. But Iron Head is gonna do a huge amount of damage. That almost took it out. That was ridiculous. But I'm thinking that he's not gonna let his Dragapult just drop. So I'm gonna expect him to switch out. So I'm gonna go for the U-turn. And I'm pretty sure that even if he does something silly, Berserker can just finish him off with the U-turn. But instead, as expected, he's gonna go into his T-Tar, and he's gonna take this U-turn, but that's gonna allow him to activate his weakness policy. If only I went for Iron Head, I'm pretty sure that T-Tar would have dropped. That was really a ballsy move by him, but whatever. Here, instead of going into Golisopod and finishing this thing off with the first impression, I actually went into my Corviknight. Why? I have no idea. Sometimes, or I should say most of the times, I'm really retarded, but what can you do? That's what happens. I have no other explanation. Sometimes I'm dumb, but whatever. He's gonna go into his Mimikyu. I decided to stay in because I wanna, like, take off his disguise. And when you take the disguise out of there, you just, like, do a tiny amount of damage to the Mimikyu, so the Focus Sash set is now worthless for this. They pretty much just did that. I don't know if that's good or bad, but whatever. He's gonna set up a Source Dance, and if he decides to Gigantamax, it's gonna be really bad. And I don't want anything else to take a hit, so I'm just gonna stay in. Unfortunately, Corviknight isn't gonna appreciate that attack, especially because he's Life Orb. But yeah, I'm now looking at my team. I decided to go into my Berserker. Well, not Berserker, I actually gonna go for Rillaboom, because Rillaboom, with its bulk, I think he can take a Shadow Sneak if he has it. And Wood Hammer is just gonna hurt. Wood Hammer is gonna hurt big time. So let's see what he's gonna decide to do. After thinking about it for a while, he's gonna decide to switch out, because he doesn't wanna risk his Mimikyu, especially having Corviknight, which completely walls me, because I have no coverage for this thing, which is really bad. But yeah, look at my team. Look at all that fire weakness. I have no idea what I was thinking, but we're just gonna roll with it, because that's what happens when I really want to use some stuff. I just start, like, mixing stuff together, and in the end I just end up kicking my own ass. But anyways, in comes Gyarados, which is nice and shiny, and Gyarados completely walls me, but I'm gonna take this opportunity to go for the Fake Outs to get that cheap damage, and then I'm gonna go into my Goodra. If this thing sets up, it's gonna be really bad, because, you know, when Gyarados Dragon Dances and then Dynamaxes, ain't nothing that can stop that monster. Luckily I have Gooey with this, and Thunderbolt is like really obvious. I was like, okay, he has to switch out. He's definitely not staying in. We're gonna go for the Blaze! And yes, it worked out perfectly! Perfectly! That Whimsicott is gonna go al carrer. That was absolutely amazing. But anyways, now it comes back the Mimikyu. I don't want to take a player off whatsoever. So I'm gonna think about going to Berserker, because, well, either Berserker or Toxtricity. I, in the end, opted for Toxtricity. Don't ask me why. I think I didn't want it to, like, have a free switch into something, but I actually don't remember my exact thoughts right there. Now something's gonna take on over, never mind, because my Toxtricity couldn't take the powerful Shadow Claw from a Life Orb Mimikyu. So I only am going to think about going into my Golisopod. And then, just first impression, I mean, he has things that can take it well, but what can you do? I don't want to risk it. And yeah, as expected, he switched out into Corviknight, which the first impression will do absolutely nothing to it. So I'm gonna take the Brave Bird actually, but unfortunately I should have went for Aqua Jet, because my Citrus Berry isn't gonna allow me to recover more than half, and the exit is gonna actually have me switch out, force me to switch out. And all I can do is go into my Goodra, which is luckily faster, and I'm gonna go for the Flamethrower, because even though Goodra's tend to have electric coverage, I wanted to hide it. Maybe he's gonna make the mistake of going to Gyarados. You never know with these things, alright? You should always be careful. And the Flamethrower is gonna finish off the Corviknight, which is great. And now in comes Mimikyu, and I need to keep my Goodra for Gyarados. I also need to keep my Rillaboom for Gyarados in case he decides to be greedy, so I'm gonna be able to hit him hard with the Wood Hammer. So I opted to sack Berserker, which is just gonna avoid the player off like a champion. And then I'm gonna go for the Iron Head. And we somehow managed to live the attack, which is, well, good and bad at the same time, because this might allow him to have a free switch into Gyarados, which we don't want at all. We don't want that whatsoever. But let's see what he's gonna do. He's gonna go back into his Dragon Bolts, which is still alive. Berserker doesn't have any priority. Well, he has Fake Outs, but Dragon Bolts is a ghost type. It's a ghost type, right? So you can't really touch him with that. And yeah, we're gonna stick to the plan. Just sack Berserker as he goes for Phantom Force. He could have finished me off with whatever, but maybe he was choiced. I have no idea. I actually have no idea. Well, Berserker did an amazing job this battle. I like this. I like that little kitty. And we're just gonna go for Rillaboom. We're gonna actually be slower, but I know I can take a hit. I trust Rillaboom to take a hit. And then if he goes Gyarados, we can just punish it if he decides to set up. Phantom Force, we're gonna live that. And yeah, we're also gonna live the recoil from Wood Hammer, because he was really low in health, so that was great. So now in comes his last Pokemon, which is already damaged by my previous Fake Outs from Berserker. And I was so happy when I saw him Dynamaxing, because that means he didn't set up a Dragon Dance, so that's gonna help actually really nicely. And we're gonna be able to damage it big time with the Wood Hammer. And here I'm gonna make a huge mistake. Like, I was about to throw the game right here, because I completely forgot that Gyarados has Moxie. I didn't even notice. Like, I was like, that was so dumb. I was like, okay, let's make this like a close one-on-one. Let's sack Golisopod, right? Let's go for first impression. And as soon as he killed me, he got a Moxie boost. I was like, oh god, now we have to rely on Goodra to take the hit. That was absolutely bad. That was really bad. Like, oh my god, what was I even thinking? Come on, Goodra, now we have to rely on Goodra. Everyone, trust in Goodra to live the attack and give us this victory. Come on, Goodra. This has to be your comeback. This is your match, Goodra. You have to do it. And in comes the flying type attack, and we do manage to hit even though he's at +1. And Goodra will shock this Gyarados to death and send it al carrer. And that's gonna be the game. The game. That was so close. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a wonderful day. And allons-y.